Right. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial on what I just went over in class, which is how to sew the heart on. So to first things first, we are going to thread our needle. So here I have my green floss cut to about roughly 2 feet. And I'm going to pinch the end of the floss or thread. I'm going to pinch that between my thumb and my forefinger. And I'm going to pinch it till it's almost not there. See if I can get my camera to focus. There we go. So I can just see just a little bit of it. And then I'm going to take the eye of my needle and I'm going to lay it on top and then push the eye of the needle down until the thread comes through. Whoops, and of course mine fell down. So we'll start again. Pinch between my thumb and my forefinger so you can just see a little tiny bit of it. Then I lay my eye of my needle across, and then I pinch and let it push through, and my needle is threaded. Now we are not going to knot the end of this at this time. Okay, so here's my little guy, and I have the heart all set up. Oop. Okay, here's my little guy, and I have the heart all set up. I'm going to come holding the heart with my thumb, and fortunately felt it kind of will stay on its own a little bit. I'm going to flip to the back side. I can kind of do it this way too. And you're going to place the, ooh, where am I? Here I am. Let me zoom out just a hair. Okay. I'm going to place my needle from the back side through the body of the little guy and through and into the heart. You want to come up right along that edge. And wherever on the edge you come up is fine. You don't have to start in any specific spot. But I'm roughly about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the heart. So I'm not in the middle, I'm right along the edge. And I'm going to pull my needle through. Now we don't want our tail to come all the way through because we didn't put a knot there. So you're going to leave about 2 inches of thread on the back side of your little guy. Then we're just doing an in-out stitch, or sometimes called a running stitch. You're going to, we were here, we're going to move up about 1/8 of an inch and go in through the heart, through the body, out the back of the body, and pull until it's nice and tight. Then we're going to move up about 1/8 of an inch, and we're going to come through the back of the body and then up through the heart, right along that edge, and pull. Don't pull too hard or you'll pull your threads through like Miss Schaefer almost just did. Okay. And now we have it like this. Then we're going to go down through the heart, through the body, pull all the way through. And when you start to get comfortable with this, you'll be able to just take the needle and go behind you and poke the needle through the back of the body and through the heart without having to flip it over. If you need to flip it over, that's okay. And pull. Move up 1/8 of an inch, insert into the heart and the body, and pull through to the other side. So this is what my back side is starting to look like. I'm going to move up 1/8 and through the heart. So it looks like that. And pull. So I'm just going in and out through the heart, through the body, and pull. You want to make sure that you're not coming around and going through, that you're always coming back the way you came. You'll end up with a loop around your guy's body. So I'm coming from the back and I'm going through both layers. Coming from the front, going through both layers. I think I just missed something. There we go. Front, both layers. From the back both layers from the front through. And I'm just advancing a little bit at a time, roughly 1/8 of an inch each time. You don't want your stitches to be too chunky or the heart won't stay on very well. From here, pull through, flip. If you need to, you can flip and go from the back to the front. Pull. And like I always tell you in class, take your time. This isn't a craft to feel frustrated. It's a craft to kind of take your mind off of all the other stuff at school. This can be very relaxing. And my last stitch, I'm going to come through the heart. And I'm going to end always, no matter how your stitches fall, you're going to always want to end on the back side. Then when you're on the back side, let me use my knee here. There. You are going to, excuse me, I'm not unthreading my needle just yet. I'm going to take my two ends, the needle end and the tail that we started with, and I'm going to crisscross them, and then pass one through the loop, like you're tying your shoes, the start of tying your shoes. And then I'm going to do that again. Crisscross them, and then through the loop and pull. You can do that a couple more times if you feel so desire to do so, but you don't have to. And then make sure you always cut a tail, so you have tails on each side. This will all be hidden in the end. Next, we're going to sew our button. For this guy, I picked out a little green button for his eye. And again, I'm just going to sew one button and then an X. My needle is still threaded with about 1 foot left of thread on it. And you're going to come from behind and you're going to go through your guy's head. Okay, so notice that I have not put the button on yet. I went through the guy's head and I'm going to leave a tail of about 2 inches. I'm then going to take my my button, and put my button over my needle and take it down to the guy's face. Now, we are going to sew our button in an X. So I'm going from this hole, where my thread is coming out, to this hole here. So from this there to where this hole is here. And I'm going to go through with my needle. Put my needle through that hole and pull. So it looks something like that. Okay. I'm going to do that one more time in the same hole. If you come from behind, you can see where you were, where your tail is. Oftentimes, if you come through there, you'll hit your first hole. Trust me, it takes a little bit of wiggling to find the right hole. When you do, you're going to come through that original hole again and then back across. So you did the same stitch twice. Okay. Next, you're going to come up through, there we go, through the hole above the hole where we started and pull. And then you're going to go to the hole that hasn't been used yet, which is across. So it forms this little X. Come through again, through that hole, and then back through. So you have this little X, and that's all you need to do. So twice through each section. And then the same as before, I have my two ends. I'm going to crisscross my two ends and loop through and pull. Crisscross my two ends, loop and pull. Cut my tails. So it looks something like this. So I have the back of my zombie guy looks like this. The front of my zombie guy currently looks like this. You are going to take a picture of your finished button and medallion, heart, shape, whatever you put on the chest, and you're going to submit it in the assignment box in the Google Classroom. Email me or message me with any questions. Bye for now.